of that routine, they really hit that on the mat.
And last but certainly not least, coming up next, we have the reigning world champions in this division, the Cheer Athletics Panthers. They are back in black today, look solid.
And the classic red bow, the Panther red bow, BABS, let's go. They're ready.
They received their bid at ATA this year, so that's an event that happens a little bit earlier in the season in January. So they, again, have been locked and loaded for this World's Performance for quite a while, making sure that, they've got room to make those upgrades, those routine changes to lead them here.
Yeah, I talked to Brad earlier this week about, how much feedback have you guys, taken and how you incorporated that into the routine. He said after every competition, the feedback they get from judges, they just dissect it and then try to find ways to incorporate that into their routine so that by the time they hit this stage, they have given the judges exactly what they've been asking for.
Absolutely, and Panthers have globed 14 out of the last 18 appearances at Worlds. Now, this particular team, as you heard Ava talk about a little bit earlier in the show, has struggled a little bit this season. They have just finished behind where they've wanted to be throughout the year, but you know what that gives you opportunity to do? Peak at the right time. So these girls have been putting in the work, and I have a feeling that today they are going to wind up on top. Let's take a look at how they have competed here at the World Championships so far. Again, they are the defending world champions, taking home that title last year. In 2023, they placed silver, and then in 22 and 21, they were just off the podium in that 4th place. Again, this is a super competitive division, so it's anyone's game any year based on really any performance that they do, but they are no strangers to the World Championship title. They've had 5 of those under their belt throughout their season as a team. Today, well, tomorrow, they could be adding number 6.
Yeah, I always say this to our athletes, but it's any given Sunday, and especially in a division like this, anyone can win it. You go out there, you put out your best routine, and you make it happen, And so even though they've fallen short a couple times this season, if Panthers hit this routine with the upgrades they've talked about that they've made, they already had a great routine, making upgrades.
Yeah.
Again.
And again, that's one of the unique things about the cheerleading worlds is the scores completely start over from semis to finals. So all 5 of these teams in the level 6 large senior division are going to advance to finals tomorrow and compete for the title on Monday. So today, they're really competing for their placement in the performance order and to get feedback and notes from the judges, right? But these scores are going to 100% wipe clean for their final performance. So depending on what they do tomorrow, that's really what everything's all about. And I think the Cheer Athletics Panthers are ready to do their job here coming up shortly. They are closing out the level 6 large senior division. Again, they are the defending world champions, and they are the final team to take the floor in this division so far. That has been very successful on the mat. I would argue to say we have seen 4 of the best routines I have ever seen in a semifinals division here at the World Championships. Can the Panthers live up to this pressure and finish the division with a bang?
Panthers, it's their pressure. It's their middle name.
It is.
Let's go.
They've got all of their fans from Plano, Texas. That's close to the Dallas area. So everybody traveled here to support them. Love a little handshake action we're seeing there.
Dapping it up. He's like, yo, what's our secret handshake? We should make up a secret handshake.
We'll come back strong tonight with our secret handshake. Don't worry, everybody.
Yeah, catch us tonight. Small all girl, medium all girl. We're gonna be back, baby. So she just yawned. This is real talk. We actually have our athletes yawn before they take the stage as well. But there's a chemical. When you yawn, there's a chemical that relaxes you. And so even when you fake a yawn, the same chemical releases. So we have our athletes yawn before they take the stage. So they scream backstage and they yawn.
Well, now I think I need to yawn real quick.
Yeah, just want to yawn. There you go. So fun fact, all you coaches out there, have your athletes yawn before they take the stage. That's the secret. That's why we're American Cheer, baby. So I actually talked to Brad. Like I said, I've been talking to the coaches all week. And Brad had mentioned that they actually had 2 different athletes tear ACLs right before they left. One, a girl doing a skill she's done a million times in the gym, and another athlete was out, at a college combine, tore ACL, and so they had to You know, and that's super hard, right? Because it's not like you have just a panther just walking. The panthers just don't grow on trees, right? And so
they do not grow on trees.
You have to go find some alumni and you know, rework the routine a little bit. But he said, hey, but they're built on resilience. Like, that's what they're made of. So I'm really excited to see, you know, just, you know, the grit that these girls have to go persevere through the injury and still go out and put on a great show.
Yes, that's so true. And, you know, every single team has a story. Every single team has something that has derailed their season a little bit. It's the nature of the sport, right? There are so many different things that can happen when you are truly competing in a sport that you rely on every single other individual on the mat to make these routines happen. So every single person is so important to these routines. Every detail matters. So it's really important that, you know, they're bonded, they trust each other, and that they take those moments that, you know, may not have gone the way they wanted them to and push through, rise to the occasion. It's also a great life skill off the mat for these athletes to learn as they're heading into college and jobs and, you know, to be successful in life. Things are not always going to go the way that you want them to, but it's how you recover on the end. It's how you come out and show what you're really made of that truly matters.
I tell our athletes all the time, E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. And so it's not about, you know, what happens to you. We all have events, but it's how we respond that determines the outcome.
ER equals O. The mathematician in me was going, what does O stand for? Solve for X.
Right? Carry the one.
Again, you can see it is standing room only here in Arena South, waiting for this final level 6 large senior team to take the mat. There is not a stairwell uncovered. I mean, you can see people waiting up in the wings, ready for Panthers to come out. The crowd is excited. Here they come, rounding out the division.
Are ready. Look at the swag. Let's go. Professionals, right? Professionals. Thumbs up. Someone saw their mom in the crowd. Hey, I love you. Now they reworked this opening, so let's see what we got going on here. Very nicely done. Love it. Whip double straight off the gate. Standing pulls, solid. Love the basket in the back. It's a lot to the doubles.
Yes, very dynamic opening. Lots of tumbling. Got those baskets out of the way early. Let's see how that builds into the rest of this performance.
Okay, they're up. They're facing the other way. They pulled the lib, so they do the half twist, landed one lib on that inversion. Beautiful spikes there. Love it. Rewinds, nailed them. Those were solid. I don't think I've seen a foot move. Great job, great execution right there. Very solid pictures. Love the formation change.
You can see Brad right there. He's excited so far, holding up that 0.
They end it with the pyramid dismount. I love how they held that point right there. So simple, looks great. Doubles up the front. Dude, look at these. They have doubles everywhere. This is crazy. In and out, double doubles. Through. And then one to full that late in the routine is so impressive. Here we go. Inverting up with the half twist, immediate to one leg.
You can hear the arena behind them, but also holding their breath for this pyramid.
Really good so far, really strong. Wind up to one leg again. Flip over her, throw her out. Side flips. Immediately back up. Immediately back up. High to high TikTok. Front pulls. Let's bring it.
I mean, that is a face of just purely impressed. They are impressed with what they just saw.
Great routine from the Panthers. Great routine from the Panthers.
Cheer Athletics Panthers.
Wow, wow, wow is all I can say about these last 5 performances. I cannot remember a time when all 5 of the large level 6 senior teams have gone out and hit like that in day 1.
Here we go. That was a show.
That was a show.
That was
Let's
a show.
take a look at this show one more time.
Taking it all in, happy, excited. Open up with these strong baskets. Now look, the whip doubles out of the corner.
Beautiful.
Prep in the back. And look, facing the other way that we traditionally see, they pulled the lib and then landed in the lib with a half twist to the front. Beautiful spikes there with the kick doubles to accent it. And that's where they get set out for the rewinds. That backflip all the way up to the top. Nailed it. And look, just solid underneath. Planted, creating those nice, beautiful pictures so it's easy for the judges to read. And then their other building skills. You know, this late in the routine is so impressive to do that.
And they move here into this pyramid. Beautiful pictures being created, but then again, they just keep moving and transitioning to the next structure.
Yep, rewind up, rewind up, yep. Flip her over. This girl flips. So after she flips over her, she flips over her.
There's Brad. Like you said, they are going wild.
Let's go.
You know, Brad has been coaching this team for 28 years, so lots of experience under his belt with the Panthers, and it really showed on the mat.
Oh, yeah. You know, they take the floor like seasoned professionals, right? Like a program and a team that knows what to expect, doesn't let the moment get too big for them. And it's something that you're able to, practice, right? So super impressive, what they've been able to do just now and just as a program and as a team, as a brand, the Panthers.
Absolutely, and we've said it before, we'll say it again. We have the easy job, right? We get to talk cheerleading with you here. We get to point out all the fun facts and details of these routines, but the judges are the ones that have to score this. And after 5 super strong performances already in this division, I just don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, they look really good.
They look really good.
They look really, Panthers look really good. All 5 teams looked really good. I'm really excited to see how things shake out. we're not going to be doing this tomorrow for large all girls, so I'm going to be front and center.
In the crowd.
Yeah,
you
I'm
can
going to be
catch
front
us
and center.
right there,
Yeah.
front row for every single one of these teams.
So 2 less
cheering
people
them
can't get in
on.
tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mean, again, we could feel the energy. It was electric, standing room only. The crowd was on their feet for every single one of these athletes, which is honestly what they deserve when they work so hard for these opportunities. I can confidently say it is anyone's ball game tomorrow.
Anyone's. Dude, let's make it happen. Dude.
Yikes. Okay, well, we have had a blast with you here today covering the Level 6 Large Senior Division, but let's take a look at what's coming up next. We'll be back here with the Level 6 Large Co-Ed Division in semifinals, and then we've got finals coverage for the rest of the day. We're going to be crowning those world champions of the Level 6 Medium Co-Ed, the Level 6 Small Co-Ed, the Level 6 Senior Medium Division, and the Level 6 Senior Small Division tonight. Jason and I will be back for those. We saw them yesterday in semis. I cannot wait to see what happens today in finals.
I'm ready for seconds.
Ready for seconds. Again, it's a clean score sheet, clean slate. You never know what's going to happen. Well, like we said, we have had a wonderful time here with the Level 6 Large Senior Division. 38 athletes on the mat at the same time doing mind-blowing
it's
skills.
just so many athletes to have on the mat. And so, I coach teams up to 30. I can't imagine another 8.
And it's 2 more subgroups.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot, especially with dance, more kids jumping, more kids tumbling. It's harder to synchronize.
Absolutely.
But what I love about it is the visuals that they're able to create with 38 athletes on the floor.
It's more of a risk,
Yep,
right? The more
100%.
stunts you have in the air, the more people that you have on the mat, the more things that could go wrong. But the reward, as you guys saw in those routines, the reward is so much greater than that.
Always have something going on. You can have a pyramid going on, standing tumbling going on, a basket over here. So you're able to create really dynamic visuals with that many athletes on the mat. So it's just so cool to watch. It's why the whole world loves that division.
Absolutely. There's nothing like it that you're going to see 38 people synchronized in
Yeah.
the way that they are on the floor at the same time. Well, they have been wonderful, and I think we are backstage right now with the ladies of Cheer Athletics Panthers. Maddie?
I am backstage with the reigning world champions, the Cheer Athletic Panthers. How are you guys feeling right now?
We are feeling very excited. We just hit a very good routine, a very good day one, and I think it gives us some room for improvement tomorrow, but it was a very good start.
You guys closed out the division, lots of pressure, lots of feels. What are you guys going to do moving forward going into tomorrow?
I think we're just going to stay calm, stay easy, focus on our technique, and just go out there with confidence.
You guys always talk about sisterhood and Panthers always. What does that mean, and how is the bond between you and your team?
Our team has gotten really close this year because we faced a lot of adversities, like injuries, just a lot going on. And without our bond, we wouldn't have made it to where we are and how we just did. So it's really just gotten us through all the hard things this season.
Absolutely. Amazing job, you guys, and good luck going into tomorrow. BB4L.
Thank you so much, Maddie. The vibes are high from the Cheer Athletics Panthers, as they should be, coming off that incredible routine. And really, the vibes were high for the entire division.
Oh, yeah.
That was some show-stopping cheerleading.